Go for these nuts! Okay, Daddy. Everything into defense. Words, things, bananas. Oh no, am I frozen?
No, my mic wasn't working. You were fine. All right, so you could hear me that whole time. They probably couldn't.
The whole time.
Okay, so just really quickly, the shorthand of that anime is Bofery. The shorthand of that anime is Bofery. I am in fact a writer and a director and an actor. I have worked on Log Horizon Abridged for Fat Dog Studios, Slime Abridged, working on Konosuba. I've worked on a bunch of different stuff. I'm writing things all the time for a bunch of stuff. So yes, I know what a Mary Sue is. And yes, you are correct. She is very much a Mary Sue. It is done on purpose for satirical reasons. However, I cannot stand that fucking anime. No audio from right yet.
Hold on.
Wait, no, my audio is reading. It should be working.
No, yeah, I'm getting audio from you now. I just checked it.
Yeah. Okay, so on the no audio from him. There should be audio from you. Say words again.
Words,
Yeah.
things, stuff.
Yeah, it's showing up on the stream. Now I can hear it. Okay. Yeah. There may have been a delay. Anyway.
That could be it, yeah.
It's not a fault on my end. I have amazing internet. So, yeah. Anyhow, but yeah, I cannot stand that anime. I'm not a fan of Bofery. I was telling him to keep the joke that he made for the title in his mouth. No, don't say it again. You've already done it live on the stream. Swallow it. Swallow it like a good girl. Swallow. I will mute you. Yeah, that's right. Drink it down. Drink it down.
Oh, it's salty.
No, it's not. I had plenty of pineapples. There you go. Hey! All right, there we go. This is a dumb show. Hi, welcome to Anime Church. For those of you who are new, we're a nerdy news show. We don't just randomly talk about topics. We have a set list of topics we're going to talk about, of all sorts of things that are nerdy, that we enjoy, that we found interesting. You can see all of our links in the description because we source everything that we talk about. So I know a lot of shows that cover some great topics, but they never source where they're getting their stuff from, and it bothers me. All right. As for if you would like a deep dive on some of the stories that we're talking about, that's going to be starting on another channel next month called Technical Difficulties, which is oddly appropriate for Fat Dog. It is a Fat Dog property, but it's a podcast, live cast, pre-recorded. It's whatever we feel like doing. And we're going to talk about the topics we want to talk about. Now, if you have a topic you'd like to recommend, we do take recommendations, but please understand that Patreon recommendations take higher priority than just regular old. We don't just take any old Dave's recommendations. You know, you gotta pay for that shit if you want to be noticed.
You can pay for your suggestion to be talked
it's
about.
Literally
and then
no. It's literally the notice me senpai tax. All right, but as you can see, we're all dressed up, and there's a reason for that. So welcome to Anime Church, the church where not only is cosplay recommended, but it is highly encouraged. I am Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
I am Moonlight Sparks, your Minister of Arceology. Praise Arceus.
Yeah. Not that stupid rock. Nobody wants to worship a pebble.
No one wants to worship a pebble.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Oh, man. All right. So that having been said, guys, if you're wondering where our third member is, he is passed the F out due to family emergency. He was up all night in the hospital. He's fine. He was just at the hospital all night, and now he is exhausted after getting home this morning, and he's sleeping. And
Understandably so.
We wish him and his family well. So our patron saint of Snackos is snoozing. That having been said, that's the good stuff. You just enter Anime Church. Well, there you go. Yeah, you can just walk right in, take a seat, find yourself.
Come on in, have a seat. Cookies are on the left.
Yeah, cookies are on the left. Guys, that's another thing I want to point out. For Mass, we have cookies, and Mass is every week. We have cookies and milk. Screw this apple juice and stale ass cracker things. You get a bowl full of cookies because we're cool like that. And they're whatever cookie you like. Whatever is your favorite cookie, that is the bowl of cookies you get.
If you want a bowl of Cookie Crisps, I got you.
And here's the thing. When we say milk, if you're lactose intolerant, we have that kind of milk too.
Yes.
So, because nobody likes dunking cookies in water. Let's be honest.
Who would do that? That's terrible.
Psychopaths.
Absolutely.
And I should know. I can smell my own kind. But yeah, that having been said, guys, we've got a list of news topics that we're going to jump into with this nerdy news show. We don't have anything fancy like a pre-rolled intro. That'd be awesome if we did, but yeah. Last minute before we get into anything else, is there anything that you want to plug for yourself, Moon?
First of all, to the guy who just pointed out oatmeal raisins, we have a little running gag across the series here. Why would you bring the devil's cookie into this?
Which is funny because I actually eat oatmeal raisin for health reasons because they're the least sugar intensive cookie, even though I...
And wouldn't you prefer a chocolate chip? I know for health reasons, but wouldn't you prefer chocolate chip?
I would prefer fucking Oreos, but I can't have
Even
them.
better.
Yeah, exactly.
Oatmeal raisins are the devil's cookie, though, because you see them and you're like, oh, chocolate chip! Oh,
you bitch! All right.
Exactly.
Also, no, we have not seen the new Scott Pilgrim series yet. Yes, I would like to watch it, if at all possible. The thing that I need to plug, guys, I'm going to be streaming on my channel shortly after this on my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/RichieRoberts16. That is my Twitch. I have to not only stream, but I have to raise money because Thanksgiving and bills. That I have to raise money for those two specific things. They cost more money than I currently have. So if you want to come over and watch me play video games, you're welcome to do that. You don't have to donate. That's not what's going on. But if you do, it'd be greatly appreciated. Basically, here's the deal. I need Moon to call me a Mexican that can help me out. Fine.
Give me just a second. Orale!
Orale! We have, for those, all right, we have a Mexican friend. We're joking, but kind of also not, because he would do that. He would do that.
He would.
Edgar would 100%, and he'd be like, hold on. He'd be laughing so hard at like, hold up, I gotta call my Mexican.
Yeah, because you'd sit there and just be all like, "Holy shit, I got money," and he'd just start laughing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not just
That would totally be him.
Not just that, but also the fact that we refer to as our Mexican. Just like, well, hold on,
Yes.
we gotta call our Mexican guy. We know a guy.
And the greatest thing is he can get some shit done.
Yeah, he can.
I've talked about a few things, and he's sitting there like, "Listen, I have
That's
some friends.
racist.
I can get that fixed for you." And I'm like,
I literally had my own line quoted back to me. That's racist. God damn it.
"Oh, that's great."
It's so true.
Richie making. Oh, Spider, you missed a bit.
I'm still stuck on me walking in a rich making moon swallow. Yeah.
Oh. All
Atta
those
girl.
pineapples didn't help for shit.
Then maybe you weren't. You were swallowing somebody else's.
How? How would that be possible? Who else?
I mean, that's more of a question for you. You're the cheater. All right. I'm the cheatee. You're the cheater. All right. Anyhow.
Listen, I may have an ace up my sleeve, but
Wait, how did Luffy's brother get in your sleeve? All right.
dude, oh, I should totally get that as a tattoo now.
No!
Oh my god.
All right. Guys, it's time to talk about the news. We should actually talk.
Are you sure? We're
Yes!
having a pretty good time here.
Guys, Zack Snyder is making more stuff for Netflix, it seems. I think it's Netflix, right? It's a Netflix series.
Yes, this is Netflix.
Is that a series or just a movie?
I think
It's a movie,
it's
right?
part one. I'm not sure.
Well, it says part 1, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a movie. It's not unusual for Netflix to make movies. So,
No, it's not.
So that's why. So I think this is a movie. So our first story, we're going to talk about the trailer for Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire, which, Jesus Christ, Zack Snyder, methinks somebody has been reading too many light novels with a title that long.
Well, I was going to say, you mean Seven Samurai in Space?
That does kind of feel like what it is, but also at the same time,
No,
it's
no,
like,
no.
if Seven
You need to
Samurai,
count
no,
how
no,
many
hold on,
people
hold
they
on,
get.
hold on. It
Seven.
feels like that doesn't look. It could be the, what was it, the Magnificent Seven or like, because there's a Western based on
Same
that.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which came first, the Western or the Japanese Seven Samurai?
The
thing?
Japanese.
Oh.
Seven Samurai, and then
The Western was
whatever
based,
the other one was.
So it was a Western based off of that. But okay, if you're talking about the movie that happened over the last decade, that's actually a remake of something that happened like 50 years ago or so.
Yeah,
50,
but
60 years
this
ago.
thing, but there are several things that do kind of copy the same story because
Gotcha.
it is a really good story.
I mean,
even
hey,
a
if you're taking inspiration from the Seven Samurai, not that. I mean,
Yeah.
there's worse things
because
to
like
take inspiration
there's
from.
I think 2 anime that have Seven Samurai. There's an episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars that's basically Seven Samurai.
Yeah, well, I'm
Like,
not surprised.
It's a really good story.
The entire Star Wars saga is riffed off of old Kira Kurosawa movies.
True.
Yeah, like literally George Lucas saw Akira Kurosawa films and was like, that's really good. I wonder if I could take elements from this. Like the whole R2-D2 C3PO thing, that's straight pulled from Akira Kurosawa. Darth Vader was modeled after samurai armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's very interesting. As for Rebel Moon, I liked it. It was an interesting trailer. Not
Yeah,
the
it looks good.
Not the most interesting trailer I've seen this week, but it was still a good trailer. It was still a really good trailer. It had moments where it really grabbed your attention and demanded, "Look at me."
Honestly, the most interesting trailer we're going to talk about, I watched last night, and we're going to be talking about it today.
God damn it. Somebody said morning protein.
Yeah. Damn it.
Damn it. Guys, can we talk about the topics in the chat? I would really like
To
to
be
hear
fair,
the
it sounds like
topics.
John Dickinson, for whatever reason, is like a little behind on the whole stream.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, I know the stream is like has a lagging issue. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say, please, if you get the chance, comment on the topics we're talking about. I want to know if you guys watched. We got a bunch of trailers we're going through, and again, we're gonna talk about everything. And yeah, so one more time, links for everything are in the description, so you can watch everything we're talking about, and then you watch it and give us your comments later, because we're going to go back and look at these comments and see if you're discussing along with us the topics that we are talking about. So if you're joining the discussion, we definitely want to get that. Do they find glowing what? Do they find glowing something nuts? I can't tell what it is because the
Leaby? The fuck?
Yebi? Is that an I at the beginning or an L? Labia
I think
nuts?
It's
Labia nuts.
I don't
know. I don't know. The damn heart icon is in the way. I can't read it. Stupid heart icon.
Stupid monkey.
Stupid monkey. Return to monkey. Monkey. All right. Anyway.
Ook.
Ook. Ook. Ook. Ook. But yeah, I thought that I liked the trailer. I enjoyed it. It felt kind of like a little bits of Valerian, little bits of Star Wars-esque. Definitely. Just there's a lot of good stuff that I saw in that trailer. Definitely had that Zack Snyder feel to it.
Oh,
but,
for sure.
I mean, it wasn't like the most awesome trailer I saw this week, but at the same time, it wasn't a bad trailer. It was not a bad trailer.
I will say, being called Rebel Moon, I was like, Star Wars? Then watching it, I'm like, Star Wars. And then I'm like, oh, no, not Star Wars.
7 samurai in space. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, man, my brain is still on Haikyuu. All right. It's a good show. It's a good show.
Yeah.
So now we have our second topic. Please, of course, give us thoughts on what you guys thought about Rebel Moon. If you saw the trailer, what'd you think of it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What moments stood out to you? What moments were cringe to you if you looked at them and saw cringe? I've already got a cringe trailer in my list that we're going to talk about. So I think you already know what it is if I find it, the one that I'm like, this kind of feels cringe. But we'll see. We'll see. Second topic. The Game Awards nominees were announced.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good stuff in there. And then, and then there was one that was like, man, the timing on this is just for how bad it is to announce this nomination. I'll go ahead and get that one out of the way. For the best community support, literally Destiny is one of Bungie for Destiny was put out there for their community support. This is like literally just a week after they literally fucking, they didn't fire them. What's it called? They laid off almost the entire community support group. Like they laid off. Most of the layoffs came out of the community support for Destiny, and it was just the most ironic thing that they got nominated, and people made us think about it. Content creator of the year. I've heard a few names. I don't know who they are except for Iron Mouse. I fucking know Iron Mouse. Like I've seen some Iron Mouse content. I like Iron Mouse. She's really cool. But yeah, that is ironic, right? But yeah, 100% guys. There was on the gaming side of things, there's some hard effing choices in there. Cause you have a lot of really good games. You got, for game of the year, you've got Spider-Man 2, Baldur's Gate, and freaking, Tears of the Kingdom all going up against one another. That's not an easy choice if you played all three of those games. I won't tell you who I voted for. I'll just say, let your conscience be your guide. I know this much. If any of those three win Game of the Year, I will not be disappointed. If any of the others win, I'll be mad. Just saying. I'll just be mad. I don't know any of the indie games that were nominated. I'll be honest, there were some categories that I just straight out skipped because I didn't know who the F this was. Also, Final Fantasy 16 got a lot of noms, and I was surprised about that. Yeah. I'm not a fan of 14. I know a lot of people are, so I'm gonna imagine that 14 is gonna win the best ongoing game thing.
Oh, more than likely.
Yeah, more than likely.
Although with their most recent patch and some of the updates that's been going on, I've been hearing a lot of people say it was lackluster. I haven't gotten to fully play it yet because that subscription's been expensive.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can absolutely understand that.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what happens with Final Fantasy 14.
But yeah, do we want to run through this list of stuff? Can you link me the actual list of things? Or did you not? Are you done
for the game of the year?
For
I can send that to you. So unfortunately, it's just their website, which is kind of stupid, but it will be able to go through the full list.
Yeah. Let's no. Genshin is one of the noms. So it's just GameAwards.com.
There you are. There it is. I sent it to you on Discord.
Oh, okay. Well, that helps because I wrote te instead of the.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Not good.
I made my choice for game of the year, and I will not be choosing or telling you what I chose.
You know you can vote. Okay, so game of the year. Here are the categories. Oh God, I just realized. The only one that I don't really think deserves to be there is Super Mario Brothers Wonder, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. I'm just not as big into Mario.
My thing is it's a staple. It's Mario.
I don't know anything about Alan Wake. But
I know nothing about Alan Wake.
I know that like freaking Alan Wake 2 is supposed to be really, really good. Okay, so all right, so here are your nominees. We're gonna go through all the lists. Game of the year: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. I gotta tell you right now, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Resi 4, which is the other one, and Tears of the Kingdom were all phenomenal games. Okay?
Amazing.
All phenomenal games. I honestly think that Spider-Man 2 is better than Resi 4, but Resi 4 was still good. Considering that it's a remake of a game that's already out there, and it was definitely a better retelling of the story, especially once you play everything from Ada's side. Jesus. And if you actually go through it and you're reading all the content that's there, holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, the reason I was having you stream is just because I wanted to get your reactions when you played Resident Evil stuff. So I'm almost to the point of like, nah, screw that. You just play it on your own. Play it on your own. Just let me see you on Discord. I just want to see you on video on Discord. You don't have to show the game.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Either that or I could try. No, recording things aren't going to go that well because.
Because
I was going to say I could try to record it. Yeah, because uploading's terrible. I still having trouble getting freaking Konosuba to upload.
That's okay. I know how we'll fix this. You just move into my living room. You just move in there, right? I've got fantastic internet, and I'll only charge you like $50 a month for rent. Suddenly, you're interested. You would only be transferring if you wanted to keep your current job for where you work. I'm not going to out where you work, but there is a facility in Lebanon which is like 20 minutes away.
I hear you.
I know he's not going to go for this.
Bad.
I know he's not going to go for this, guys. That's why I'm just laying it on thick, because I'm pretty sure he's not going to go for this. But he's doing a good job of acting like he is.
It's not as much of an act as you might think. Honestly, when I got to take that 5-hour drive, it wasn't that terrible. And I'm like, I could probably make that for family functions.
Oh, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that's really, really interesting. Okay, two things that are interesting. As far as family functions go, so long as you do it in advance, just getting a plane, way easier than you'd think. Especially considering that the airport is only 3 exits down. Yeah. I swear to God, I wasn't intentionally trying to sell this to him. Secondly, you could just hook your computer and everything up to the projector. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And literally the shows, you just come in here, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And any voice recording I need to do, I can just borrow your closet.
Yeah, it's straight up. It's right there. The studio, the sound studio. I'll have to make room for. I'll have to like move stuff over and make room for like all your clothes and stuff. You have like your section for making clothes.
Fair.
Of course, I'm
Unfortunately, I do
not
have a lot
at
of
this
clothes.
point. At this point, I'm just like maybe I should move a bunch of stuff over into the living room and just give you the dining room. It's like your bedroom area or something.
It'd be
But
something.
it's like right there by the kitchen, and I don't know if that's the best place to put it.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Eh. If something happens, we'll work it out then. But it's
It's
just
like, do
thoughts.
you need
These
your
are
own bed
thoughts.
or do you want the couch? It is comfy. I just know that the inflatable bed is not going to be the best for like long term.
Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, no.
No, as much of a joke as I'm making about this, I don't know about the legal issues as far as the lease and everything goes. So,
That would be fair, yeah. So
yeah. So, I don't know if I could get away with like, $50 a month. Yeah.
yeah. Anyways,
Or if I could just upgrade this to a 2-bedroom situation.
I mean, hey, if that's possible,
Yeah,
shit.
it's possible. I mean, I'd have to move all my stuff from one place to another.
Which would
But
be annoying, but
but you'd have your own room.
yeah.
And I'm still not sure what the closet situation would be like as far as like setting up my sound system. Okay, guys, back to the stuff because this was not something I was just making a joke, and then this turned
Yeah.
into way more of a thing. What was that Akatsuki for? What Akatsuki? There was an Akatsuki?
What?
I didn't get a notification for anything because I've turned off all alerts. So if an Akatsuki showed up, it's a YouTube thing because I didn't do it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. All right, so we've talked about Game of the Year. Let's move on to Best Game Direction. It's basically all the same ones that we talked about before, minus Resident Evil 4. So we got Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom. I've already voted. You know what? I'm gonna go back because you can vote multiple days. I'm gonna go ahead and vote multiple days. Game of the Year. I already know what I'm picking. So, yep. Next category. So as far as direction goes, I just voted. Moving on to the next category. I'm going to be voting on some of these. Best narrative. All right, here's where we
Oh,
get
yeah.
interesting. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, and Spider-Man 2.
So I have not played Phantom Liberty, Alan Wake, or 16.
I have not played
Or Spider-Man,
I have
actually.
not I have not gone all the way through Baldur's Gate 3 or Final Fantasy 16. I honestly probably just need to duo on or at least have some help with Baldur's Gate 3. I had fun playing it. I just haven't picked it up in a while and I need to finish it. And I
I'd be
haven't
willing to run
finished
through it with you.
I have not finished 16. So I don't know where I could vote on those. As far as I have not started Phantom Liberty, and I know I need to start from the beginning. Some of these are like things that I'm like, hey guys, do you want me to stream this thing? Because I used to play Cyberpunk, but like I haven't in a long time, and now it's supposed to be completely new, so I should just make a brand new character. Which is sad because the character I had was basically like the girlfriend in Cyberpunk the show the girl with the wires and everything. That's what I was doing. I was running through and slicing people up with wires and hacking security. That was my whole thing and I was fucking good at it. But apparently
it's fun.
In the beginning, no, you can't be a BAMF from the beginning, and I was a BAMF from the beginning. Because I set my stuff appropriately and you can't do that now. So that sucks. I mean, I like the overhaul, but like, yeah. All right. I just voted. Okay. Best art direction. Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, which I don't know what Hi-Fi Rush is. It looks cool. Lies of P, which is Pinocchio meets kind of the Dark Souls.
Huh.
Yeah. Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I'm going to be 100% with you guys since I haven't played Alan Wake and I've only seen trailers for Liza P. Um, Liza P is not my cup of tea. I don't know anything about Hi-Fi Rush.
I do. Hi-Fi Rush is it's kind of a action rhythm game. It's
Oh,
very interesting, but the art style is amazing. From what I've heard, it works out really well. I haven't gotten to play it myself. It's on my wish list.
yeah.
And
I'm
it
gonna
just looks cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys I voted for Tears of the Kingdom
That's fair.
because
I do
Tears
too.
of the Kingdom's art is just phenomenal. Best score. Now, I think there's a couple of games missing from this category that should have been here instead of some others, but here's what we got. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, and Tears of the Kingdom. Uh Again, I don't want to slam on two games that I have not played at all, have not touched, but as far as the soundtrack for Alan Wake 2 and Hi-Fi Rush, I don't know anything about them. So automatically they're disqualified from me voting on them. But if these are, I mean, again, vote what you want to vote. You don't have to go with either of us on this thing. We're just doing what we do. But as far as soundtracks go, I'm kind of split. Here's the thing. The Baldur's Gate 3 soundtrack hasn't really stood out to me.
It's been kind of interesting. I've noticed it a couple times,
guys,
but I'm more interested in the characters.
This is
stuff,
not
so
sound design. This is score and music. There's a difference between sound design and score and music, and you'll find out why
difference.
in a moment when we get to that category. But as far as I'm gonna go, like I did like the music for 16, but like, dude, Tears of the Kingdom is my jam.
Yeah.
So,
Tears of the Kingdom had a lot more music than OG Breath of the Wild. And the music that it added just gave character to everything that you were around.
Now, here we go. This is best audio design. And as much as this is going to hurt me, it's not Spider-Man 2 and it's not Resident Evil 4 for me. But those are two very good sound designs. All right, here you go, guys. Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, the remake of Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4. I got to tell you, as far as audio design went, 100%. I had to just for like what it did to my senses and how it affected me emotionally and had me like on pins and needles. Dead Space, the remake of Dead Space, 100%. Dude, that sound design was so good. And yes, I finally played it all the way through. Oh my God. Let me just say, there is a reason I got permission and I'm working with my brother. We're going to be making a Dead Space kind of abridged machinima thing for Fat Dog. It's gonna be interesting. We haven't started scripting or anything, but we've like thrown ideas back and forth at each other, and the sound design was a big part of that. All right, best performance. Ben Starr for Final Fantasy 16. Cameron Monaghan for Jedi Star Wars Survivor. Now, I have not finished Jedi Star Wars Survivor, but so far I can understand why he was nominated. Idris Elba for Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Melanie Liebert for Alan Wake 2. Neil Newman, Baldur's Gate 3. I think he's everybody's favorite elf, if I'm remembering correctly.
Astarion the vampire.
Guys, Yuri Lowenthal, aka Peter Parker from Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Again, this was another one of those where I was very much torn because there's some amazing performances. But guys, if you played the game, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that so many of these performances were amazing, but the one, hands down, I have to give it to Yuri Lowenthal. That man has broken my heart in 2 different games. And like, cause if you played the game, you know how much shit Peter is going through at many different levels. And when he gets in the Venom suit, holy shit, everything flips on a dime. So great performance there. Not to mention, what a stellar cast, Marvel Spider-Man 2. Innovation and accessibility. Now, this one I had to look at the description for because I'm like, what the hell does this mean? recognizing software or hardware that is pushing the medium forward and adding features / technology and content to help games be played and enjoyed by a wider audience. Okay, so
I think it's funny that Diablo's on there.
Yeah, how innovative was Diablo 4?
Do you have a phone? Don't you have a phone?
No, I don't play it on the phone. Yeah.
No, that was the whole meme. Diablo 3, remember they were getting ready for Diablo 4. Everyone's like, awesome, Diablo 4 is going to happen. It's going to be this time. And then they announced Diablo 3 on mobile. And then everyone was so upset. There was a dude who walked up to the microphone for questions and stuff. So is this like a early April Fool's prank? Like, and then there's like, well, don't you have a phone? Like, don't you want to play this on your phone?
No.
They handled it terribly.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's a Blizzard / Activision issue.
Oh man,
because I think they were under Activision back then. But yeah, that's a Blizzard thing. And let's be honest, Blizzard has been taking L after L as far as their decisions for a long time now. But Diablo 4, Forza Motorsport. I don't know anything about racing games, so yeah. Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1, and Street Fighter 6. I cannot explain this properly to anybody as far as like making new features and stuff like that. Yeah, there were some cool bells and whistles that were added to Spider-Man 2, but at the end of the day, Spider-Man 2 is very similar to Spider-Man 1. They just added some extra stuff. Now, I didn't play the Miles Morales game, but for the people that did, I have heard that there's not a huge difference in the Miles Morales stuff. The narrative is where this game really shines. But as far as like making innovation so that it would be more accessible to a broader audience, I think just having Marvel and the term Spider-Man is enough for that. And then the word of mouth of how good these games are kind of adds to it and just throws fuel on the fire. As far as Mortal Kombat 1, I have not played it, but I saw all of the story stuff and I was like, wow, this is really interesting. I don't necessarily know how that would like broaden their audience because that seems to be what it is. I'm not a fighter game person, but that's on me. So people who do play fighting games, did Mortal Kombat 1 make a bunch of innovations that made it more accessible? Also with Street Fighter 6, which was nominated. Does that lead into something else? How different was Diablo 4 from previous iterations of the game? Anybody? Let us know.
Bueller.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments because I don't freaking know, dude. Yeah. I am not familiar.
How innovative was this experience? Fuck if I know, but have you seen this story? Like shit.
I love Spider. He's just like, I haven't played anything in English this year. You haven't started Spider-Man 2? Oh, it's really good. You're gonna enjoy it when you do. Anyway, let's see. Next up is on this list, we got Hi-Fi Rush as well. I didn't have a dog in this fight because I did not know. Like, there's games that I want to win categories, but there's also stuff where I'm like, is this something that fits for this category? So maybe I'm overthinking it, maybe I'm not, but I didn't have any dogs in this particular fight. And innovation and accessibility.
If you think that's a doozy, just wait for the next category.
Oh no, games with impact. Yeah, I have not played any of these games. I have not heard of any of these games.
What these are. So, I will say, I'm interested in Terra Nil, Space for the Unbound. Chance of Sinar seems interesting. Goodbye Volcano Highs gives similar vibes to A Night Wood, which I haven't played, but I kind of want to. Chia, Tchia. Isn't that a Chia pet?
No.
Chia.
I knew you were going to say something dumb like that.
Couldn't help it. Yeah, I know I'm stupid. And then Venba.
So, yeah, I'm with you. I don't know any of these, so I skipped this category because I don't feel like it's right for me to vote on something I know nothing about. It's kind of like just filling in a random bubble in a multiple choice and hoping you get it right. And considering my odds are 1 in 6, that's not good odds.
Yeah. So
best ongoing. And notice how Destiny's not in this category because they released absolute trash with Lightfall.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, nobody in the community is forgiving them for that, and rightly so.
Yeah.
Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 16, Fortnite.
14.
Oh, sorry, 14. Sorry, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. As for what is the best, I personally, I'm gonna give my vote to Cyberpunk because of just how much it has continued to grow and innovate from where it was when it first came out. Like, it is almost a completely different game, gameplay wise. Like,
That's fair.
like, as far as, there's so much stuff that when Phantom Liberty came out, they were like, oh my god, they overhauled this, and this, and they added all these things we've been looking for and wanting. And it's like, bro, and I've seen people that like played Cyberpunk when it first came out, and they were like, all right, I'll go back and give it a chance. And they started playing from the beginning, and they were like, this is such a different game. This is so good. This is what I wish it wasn't released. And I'm like, no, this is better than what you wish it was at release, because what you wish it was at release is the version that we got when the anime came out.
Oh yeah.
Because they updated everything for the anime, and they had like stuff from the characters showing up in the actual game, because the anime takes
Rebecca's shotgun.
It's so sad, dude.
Oh, it hurt.
Because guys, you have to remember the anime takes place 1 year before the game. It's basically Cyberpunk 2076.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
such a good anime though.
Such a good. So my vote went to Cyberpunk. That was just my particular vote. So
mine went to Final Fantasy 14. Yes, I am biased, but also I've just been kind of on a kick of taking in more content of that. Also, they are releasing a new expansion, which I hope to play someday. Eventually, when I can get the money, I'm actually going to try to play more of that, because I really enjoy the game a lot. It's just too much fun.
I'm going to meme a little bit on this next category, and you know why.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I mean, we've already talked about it, but best community support. Baldur's Gate 3. Cyberpunk 2077. Both of those. Yeah, sure. I'm going to skip this one just to save it for last because I want to meme. Final Fantasy 14. I don't know anything about the game or their community. As far as community support goes. No Man's Sky. And then here comes the meme. Destiny 2. And what did they put on the cover? Fucking Lightfall.
Lightfall.
No. Now, here's the thing. Bungie usually does have really good community support, and they absolutely deserve this, as far as like, especially with a lot of the stuff that we're hearing back from them, of like the devs and the community who are very much listening to the community, when trying to push things for the community, but the actual business higher ups were like, no. And keep in mind, they were sitting, these are the same people that were sitting there saying, don't over deliver. And then they release trash. And we're like, yeah, don't over deliver. But their community team, for the rest of Bungie, not the devs, but like that group of people, or the people that we're mad at, because the devs have done like a lot, especially, and as more stuff has been coming out from behind the scenes, we've been finding out the devs have purposely pushed for things that we as players have been asking for. So as far as the dev team, and sadly, a lot of the community here who just recently got laid off, like a shit ton of them got laid off, they were still really, really good people. And this nom happened before those layoffs hit. So I understand and I agree with it. It's just the irony of like, oh, hey, you should vote for these people that just got unceremoniously fired.
Yeah.
The fuck is in the air. The fuck. There's white shit everywhere. Yeah, all right. So.
Yeah, there it is.
But yeah, guys, this was just really, really funny. I got to tell you, I did vote for Destiny 2 because I felt really bad for the community team.
I did.
Like, they deserved so much better. The next category, best independent game. I want to hear if anybody's played any of these games, because honestly, it's the first time I'm hearing any of these games. And
so
this is the part that I look forward to when it comes to Game of the Year, because I start going around on Steam and looking for these. So when I get paid at the beginning of next month, I'm going to go looking for a couple of these games and seeing like what they're about. See, here's the thing. It's one thing to play an independent game. It's a different thing if I don't like necessarily the content. Like Dave the Diver does not seem like a thing that's necessarily up my alley, but Dredge might be. Sea of Stars absolutely feels like it would be up my alley. Viewfinder, I'm not 100% sure, but Cocoon looks like something I would absolutely love. So there are your list of nominees. Let me know if you guys have played any of these. I'm curious to hear your thoughts about
I've actually
this.
heard of Dave the Diver and I think Sea of Stars. I know more about Dave the Diver.
I don't want to play. I don't want to play a game where the main character's a Dave. I just don't feel like it.
I guess that's fair, but
Yeah.
geez.
You know, I'm just gonna start every like news cycle. Good morning, Dave.
All right, so
I wouldn't be surprised if they start the game like that.
So here, again, guys, I'm not voting in this category, and I have not voted in this category because I know nothing in this category. Let me know if you have played any of these games and what you thought of them. Like, I'm really, really curious to hear your thoughts on these. I want to know.
It's gonna be the same thing for the next category.
Is it?
Yeah. Best debut indie game.
Okay.
Again, Cocoon.
The only one that's different this time is Pizza Tower.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm kind of surprised that Suika game is not in this category, but whatever. The watermelon game.
Yeah.
Everybody's playing that right now. Of course, I don't know when it came out. It's basically the same category. Now we'll move on to best mobile game. Honestly, the only two that I know in here, like I didn't even know there was a mobile Monster Hunter, like at all. But Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, I knew about that. Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Honkai Star Rail, Monster Hunter Now, and Terra Nil. I don't think Honkai is gonna get it, even though it was crazy popular. But I mean, my personal vote is for Final Fantasy VII, even though it's not my favorite Final Fantasy. But like, if we're talking about mobile, yeah.
I have played none of these, so.
Best VR/AR, Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Call of the Mountain, which is not Aloy. It's a different character, and it's only VR, and that made me mad, because I was like, wait, there's a Horizon game that I can't play because I don't do VR? Fuck you. Let me play that game. Humanity, Resident Evil Village VR mode. I'm like, Dami Mommy in VR? Yes, please.
Hell yes, please.
Because
once I get the Village, I'm playing it in VR.
Because you could slap that ass? Hell
please.
Yes. By the way, if you
Mommy, pick me up.
By the way, did you get 5 and 6 on Steam?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm still only at the 4.
Well, all right. So if you get 5 and 6 on Steam, I can stream it.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it's co-op. And I'll play with you. And I'll play with you. Yeah. All right. And Synapse. Guys, here's the thing. I just voted RE8 because it's what I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've played RE8 and I'm like, yeah, I could see how this works in VR, but I liked RE8. So I don't know necessarily enough. I probably shouldn't have voted because I don't play VR, but it is what it is. On to best.
I play VR, but it's very particular games.
On to best action game. Armored Core 4, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Remnant 2. The only one of these, the only one in this entire category I knew was Dead Island 2.
I haven't touched any of these.
Yeah. I saw Dead Island 2 being played and stuff like that, and I was like, that's really interesting. If I had the money, I'd do it. All right. Here is the toughie. Here's another toughie. Best action adventure. Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Now, here's the thing. We're talking about action and adventure. So, I haven't played Alan Wake 2. Everything else here I've played. So, I can't vote for Alan Wake 2 because I haven't played it. You know? Spider-Man 2,
I've only played Tears of the Kingdom.
Spider-Man 2 had good action. But I don't know about the adventuring stuff. It just feels like, oh yeah, I'm going around the city doing action. Resident Evil 4 was really, really good. Like super, super good. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, I haven't fully finished, but I'm very much liking it. But yeah, I'm Moon. I'm 100% when it comes to action adventure, and again, I'm probably biased from my childhood, but Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, like holy fucking shit, that is action adventure. Like when you talk about
yes.
action adventure, this is one of those games that stands at the forefront. Like, yeah, I voted Tears of the Kingdom. And I felt good voting about Tears of the Kingdom because I didn't vote on it in other categories where I really wanted to, but like at the same time, I had to admit, no, this one was better. It hurt. It hurt in certain places. There are places I wanted to vote for RE4 and I didn't. And I'm like, huh. See, if they had a horror category, best horror or survival horror, 100%. Now here's the crazy part. RE4 going up against Dead Space. That's a toughie. That's a toughie.
That would be tough.
That is a toughie, but I would side with RE4. Best RPG. We got Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and Starfield. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I've played 3 of these games, and out of the 3 of them, I would put one to the side because Starfield was kind of like, even though the showcase 100% was correct when they did their big 45-minute video about Starfield that looked really, really good. Starfield was just okay. Now, for Bethesda, it wasn't a swing and a miss. It was not a swing and a miss. It was just not the home run they were hoping for.
Yeah.
There was not enough there for it to be anything more than just a sliding double. And for those of you who are not baseball fans, it's just literally somebody smacked it to the outfield and got to second base, and that was it. Definitely not a home run. So I could not, in good conscience, even though I have played this game, vote for this one. It came down to Final Fantasy 16 and Baldur's Gate 3 for me, and in the end, even though I have played more of Final Fantasy 4, I've played more of 16 than I have Baldur's Gate 3. From an RPG standpoint, just the amount that I have played of Baldur's Gate 3, it is the superior RPG in this categgory.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Because it's true role playing. This is motherfucking Dungeons and Dragons.
They did a lot to get the accurate player experience of, you are a player, this is what's happening to you.
And
how do you react?
And the choices that you make in multiple gameplay or choices that your friends end up making for you when you don't want them to, you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, It's not Moon. It's not Moon, by the way. He's not the guilty party here. But yeah, those guys, yeah. So I voted for Baldur's Gate 3. As you should. I'm not saying that any of you have to vote for Baldur's Gate 3. I'm just saying, as I should, I voted for Baldur's Gate 3. Because it was the most RPG out of the RPG list. As for best fighting game, I knew a few of these, but I hadn't voted for them. As far as God of Rock, never heard of it. I'd heard of the Nickelodeon game, did not get a lot of good enough stuff in there to even consider looking at it, much less playing it. Pocket Bravery, I don't know you. Street Fighter 6, I've heard a lot of good things about that, but for my money, and because, thank you. For my money, and they're not saying that the combat necessarily has to be the judge, because I haven't played any of these games and I'm not a fighting game person, but for overall story for a fighting game, 100% I'm going with Mortal Kombat 1. Like, the narrative for 1 was so goddamn good. So
I'm not voting on that one because I haven't touched it.
Yeah, exactly. And guys, if you know nothing about a category, you don't have to vote for it. So best family, which is, I think, a new category here. We've got Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, which I have seen a lot of people play, and it looks very fun. Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, and Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Now this makes sense for the Mario Brothers game to be here.
Yeah,
I'm also liking seeing the Sonic game because fuck yeah, Sonic.
Well, yeah, go for it.
With Pikmin 4, a friend of mine is playing all the Pikmin, including 4. It looks fun. It looks like a good time. It's just not quite my cup of tea.
My thing,
per se.
My vote is going for Party Animals. I have sat down and watched so many people play that on streams and stuff like that, and I have loved watching that. I do need to get it eventually, and just it seems like something we could do for Fan Friday, honestly.
Oh, probably. I'm going to go with just my personal bias, just because I'm a huge Sonic fanboy. I'm just gonna put my vote on Sonic.
You look like you enjoy Sonic smut.
Shut up.
That's a hard yes. Sim
What
strategy.
happens in my private time is none of your business.
Until you make it part of my business, and then I have to
Shut
roll
up.
my eyes and tell you.
Shut up.
I have to roll my eyes and tell you, stop sharing. Stop it. I don't want to know. Okay. As for the best sim/strategy category, I know none of these, so I skipped it. I did not vote, but your nominees are Advanced Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, City Skylines 2, Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, and Pikmin 4. I don't play sim strategy games, so I have no dog in this fight. Same with the next category. I don't do sports games. I 100% skip this.
I, however, put my vote on Hot Wheels because
Hot Wheels.
Fuck everything else. Hot Wheels is great.
Okay, so EA Sports FC 24, F1 23, Forza Motorsports, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, and the Crew Motorfest. Okay, next category, Best Multiplayer. Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4,
Ooh.
Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I did not realize that the Mario Bros. Wonder game was multiplayer.
I think it's probably local, but still.
Yeah, 100% my vote is for Baldur's Gate 3. You could do what you will, but that is a quintessential multiplayer right there. Mm-hmm. Even if it's only up to 4 people, it's still good. All right,
you can get it up to 8.
Here's where things get wow. Okay, because we're going from straight out games to game movies or productions. So your nominees are Castlevania Nocturne, Gran Turismo, which I forgot that was a movie that somebody made out of Gran Turismo, based on actual events of a kid that played Gran Turismo and ended up racing cars. Yeah. Actual racing cars. The Last of Us, the Super Mario Brothers movie, and Twisted Metal, which I forgot about. I forgot that was a thing.
I kind of want to watch that because I only really know about that clown character. He seems so cool.
All right. Of the 2 of these that I have actually seen, because I did not watch Castlevania Nocturne. Here's the thing, guys. I 100% fell off on Castlevania after season 3, and I was like, nah, I'm done with Castlevania. Like, y'all are milking this way too much. Yeah. The only 2 that I was like, this could be difficult for some people would be The Last of Us and Super Mario Brothers movie. But I don't even think, like me personally, I don't even think it's, I don't think it's fair. None of these live up to The Last of Us as far as I am concerned.
Oh, none. The Mario movie was great. The problem was the pacing. It was like breakneck speed, and Princess Peach felt a bit more like Princess Toadstool or Daisy.
Daisy, okay.
Yeah, because she was a little too hyperactive, a little too rambunctious, and it's like, it just doesn't feel like Peach.
Okay, here we go. Most anticipated games. So these are upcoming games. Guys, I don't think this was a competition, but your nominees are Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws, and Tekken 8. I 100% voted for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because if you played Remake, you know how good that game was. And if you're like, if the second one's going to be even better, whoo boy. Also, this is a 2-disc game, guys. We're going back to old school. Like, apparently there's so much content there. It had to be on 2 discs. Content Creator of the Year. Your nominees are Iron Mouse, People Make Games, Quackity, who's the only other person here that I've heard of, Spreen, and Cypher PK. Cypher PK.
Okay.
I voted for Iron Mouse. Just hands down. I am absolutely biased. And there is actually a fat dog bias for this that we cannot talk about because spoilers. That's all I can
Mhm.
say. Yeah, spoilers. I do have good news, guys. I've already started rehashing and rescripting for Slime 10. So I've just decided I'm no longer going to wait on Slime 9 to be done. I'm just going to start moving on projects. So I am moving ahead on all my other projects. We're just getting stuff done. Best esports game. I don't play esports games. Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, PUBG Mobile, and Valorant.
Or how's about we just skip the category because no one cares.
Oh no, there are people that care. There are people that
I
care.
don't.
I think I can't remember when it was, but sometime this week we were actually doing there was a League of Legends thing and I jumped in on the call while they were playing League. Or as Tony and I refer to it, basic bitching.
Yeah.
Because if you've watched episode 1 of Log Horizon Abridged, you know what we're talking about. Alrighty. Next. Oh, internal server error. Was that the
You
end?
too? No, that's not the end. Because there was still like a lot more categories. I think the site crashed.
Did it?
Because I'm looking at the exact same thing. Error, server error. The server encountered an error and could not complete your request.
Okay, yeah. Please try again in 30 seconds, it says. Well,
That's fun.
that was certainly a thing. I mean, if you wanted to watch all the movies and stuff, or if you wanted to see all the nominees. Oh, is it back?
It's back.
Okay, there we go. Best esports athlete. The only one here that I know of is Faker, so I just voted for him. But let's see. We've got Faker, Ziwu, Demon 1, Hydra, Ruler, and Imperial Hal. Those are your nominees. If you follow esports, great. I don't. I'm not one of those. Okay.
Which sucks because these last sets of questions are all esports related. So.
Oh, yeah. If they're all esports related, guys, I'm just going to be like, hey, guys, just watch the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've overstayed our welcome on this one. Like, this story has gone on for a long while, and we covered the game stuff, which is what we really wanted to talk about.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so on to the actual stuff. Okay, we had the trailer for Madam Web.
Yes. This was very interesting.
Very odd. I'll be honest, I had to go to channels that actually do deep dives and breakdowns for this. I had to wait for new rock stars to explain who the hell half of these people were. I know who Madam Web is, and I'm like, who's the evil Spider-Man? Because I don't keep up with comics that much to know what this is. So when it comes to this, I'm more of the general audience, and I'm just sitting here going, why should I watch this movie? Do I care? The only reason I would care is because I like Dakota Fanning, and I like the one of the actresses in here was Lucky in Ghostbusters Afterlife. She's also going to be in the new Ghostbusters as well. The what is it? The Frozen Empire. That's it. Yeah. So she's going to be in that. I don't really have a lot to say about this. I like the choice of music. Because it's my favorite song from Billie Eilish. Some of the concepts looked neat. But as far as like something in the Spider-Man universe, I'm kind of like, you know, it's the Sonyverse, and from my understanding, they're not even sharing. Like, this isn't even in the same universe as Venom and Morbius and all that other stuff. So, I don't know what to say about this.
I think it looks interesting. I think it looks cool. I was kind of hooked when it was just like, oh, suddenly this Spider-Man looking dude, all dressed in black, walks in, jumps on the ceiling. I didn't even know it was a Spider-Man thing until I saw that. And then I was like, okay, what's happening? So I'm more of someone who has like no idea what's going on. I don't even know who Madam Web is.
Okay.
So this hooked me from that.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's an interesting way to get. Like, I'm aware of who Madam Web is from the '90s cartoon, where she was voiced by Stan Lee's wife. So, okay, Madam Web has a lot to do with the Spider Web, the Spider-Verse web. Like, she is very connected to the Spider-Verse as far as it is. Like, Miguel O'Hara is basically her character. Like what Miguel O'Hara's position in the Spider-Verse movies is actually what Madam Web is kind of in the comics. Now it's not a one for one. She's not like, she's definitely not the personality of Miguel, but she's intricately connected to the web of the Spider-Verse. So yeah, that much I know. And she has visions. And this is super, super early because she is paralyzed. Yeah. Yeah. So you barely remember the cartoon? Yeah. I've got some old stuff. Also, hi, Blue Lights. You said hi, so I'm saying hi back. Just coming in and saying hi is kind of interesting. While we were yelling about the Game Awards. Hi! Like,
Yeah.
Hi!
Hello.
Hello! Hi-yo!
Hi-ho.
Hi-ho.
Frog here.
I like bacon. That's why I tasted piggy last night. We're terrible people. All right.
It's horrible people.
Oh, okay. So the next trailer I was absolutely here for because I watched the first season of this, where we asked the question, what if? What if? For people who are confused, no, that was not T'Challa in the beginning. That is what if the Avengers assembled back in the 80s? That's actually T'Challa's father, T'Chaka. And it is the same, from my understanding, I believe it is the same actor that played him in the movies. But we got a lot of interesting stuff for people who were like, who's the kid in the beginning? That's actually Peter Quill. What if Ego found Peter Quill when he was a kid and took over his body or whatever? That's Peter Quill. So there's a bunch more what if content coming up. That trailer looked awesome. I love the Christmas special. I love the Die Hard reference there. They're like, no, it's this movie. No, this movie? It's like, hey, John McClane, get it together. And meanwhile, Happy's crawling in an air vent. I'm like, yeah, I'm so here for it. Now, if you do reaction content, this sucks for you because it starts on the 20th and they have an episode coming out every day for 9 days. If you're just here to watch them, this is great. But I've seen a lot of people that were reactors that are like, oh man, this looks so cool. What do you mean they're coming out on Christmas? Like, I have to do a reaction on Christmas Day? And I'm like, I'm sorry. Sucks to be you. You chose this profession. I did not. I'm here for it. I'm absolutely... Bro, I get good Marvel content on Christmas Day. I am so freaking here for it. So freaking here for it. Especially since I have my own car now. So if we're doing family get-togethers, I don't have to stay for the full family get-together. I could be like, all right, cool, peace. I'm going to go home and turn on my projector and watch me some Marvel. I'm going to go watch me some What If. There are so many comments about... All right, also, I need to clarify something for anime news while we're talking about Marvel stuff. On Monday, I went out and I watched The Marvels. It is nowhere near as bad as the internet is telling you it is. It's actually a good movie. And anybody that says, oh my God, this film is so woke. And I'm like, look, guys, I watched the movie. All the stuff that people say is what makes something woke was not in this movie. It's just like, oh my God, they had 3 female leads. Is that woke? Is that what we're calling woke now? Just because it's a female lead, not a male lead? Y'all need to calm the hell down. Yeah, it was just a fun movie. Is it the best Marvel movie out there? No. Is it the worst Marvel movie out there? No. This does not deserve to get, this movie does not deserve to get the shitty amount of money it's raking in, because this film is way better than the Eternals. Honestly, I think this one's better than the first Captain Marvel. Like, I wasn't a big fan of the original Captain Marvel, and I like the Marvels in here. Now, it's not the greatest written story that's out there, but you can tell that all the actors in this did the best with what they could, and they made just kind of a general fun movie. It's not Guardians level of fun, but it's still fun. And Iman Vellani, I'm messing up her last name. Iman, Miss Marvel, absolutely kills in this movie. She is the best. Iman Vellani, I believe her name is. She is amazing in this. And Brie Larson actually does a good job, and there's actually emotional weight to her character this time. Whereas before there wasn't a lot, and I understand that they kind of they were trying to get her to pull back on her emotions and everything. And the first film was very girl power. This one wasn't like, yeah, it had 3 leads in it, but it wasn't trying to throw girl power in your face. It was just like, hey, I could have swapped this out with 3 guys and it would have been the same story, same beats. And I still would have thought it was a fun movie. I think there's so much of a stigma with Brie Larson and the first Captain Marvel that people may have shied away from this. But I still thought it was a really, really good film. Kind of middle of the road as far as Marvel. Honestly, I think this is still better than Iron Man 3, which I think is probably the worst Iron Man that was put out. It's not bad. I'm not sitting here saying it's amazing. I'm not sitting here saying it's great. I think it's just okay. But that puts it kind of in the middle of Marvel. And considering a lot of the stinkers that came out in the MCU, the other thing I heard was a lot of people complaining about this movie because they didn't watch the Disney Plus series. So they didn't watch Miss Marvel and they didn't watch WandaVision. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not my fault. That's your fault. You know, you've had ample time to watch these shows, and they even give you like a kind of brief recap of events in those 2 shows to explain who these people are and why they have these powers. They do that, and they do it in a way that feels natural for the film. So it's on you if you don't know who these people are, because WandaVision's been out for a long, long time. And Miss Marvel has been out for like, what, half a year? Maybe more? It's been a minute. Anyhow. Okay, I can hear the dog barking.
Yep, I'm gonna see what that's about.
For a second, I thought that was one of your roommates going, whoa! And I was like, what the hell?
No, I don't know why she's barking, so I'm gonna see what's happening.
Alrighty. On to other Marvel news really quickly. Nope, I can't. I can't while this is going on. All right, so guys, really quickly. So Reed Richards has, I guess, officially been cast. It sounds like right after this he was cast. So let's go ahead and read this. Pedro Pascal eyed to play Reed Richards in Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four, and it sounds like he was officially cast, like after this came out. But I'm just going to read the article that we had at the time. After months of speculation over who might play Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, in Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four, the wait may finally be over. While a deal is far from done, sources tell Deadline that the three-time Emmy-nominated Pedro Pascal is in talks to play the lead of the iconic superhero team. From what we were hearing, we were just waiting on contracts and stuff to be signed and figuring out scheduling for recording and all those kind of things, because that seems to be around where things are going there. Yes, I've also heard the news that Kang is being dropped from the storyline of Phase 5 and 6, like they're done with Kang or whatever, and they're going to replace him with Doctor Doom, but that has not officially been confirmed. So we'll see how that goes. Anyhow, insiders add that scheduling is still being worked out, but multiple sources close to the negotiations are saying it's headed in the right direction for Pascal to do this and his other future projects. He's going to be working on Gladiator 2, which is expected to go into production before the end of the year, as well as his popular series, of course, The Last of Us, which is going to start part 2. And as well as Zach Kreger's Weapons. Marvel had no comment. As for the other members of the team, that can now be worked out, as it was essential to figure out who would be playing Reed Richards before they could go with offers to others. The hope would be to shoot early next year, so expect this cast to fill out quickly, with director Matt Sackman currently in pre-production at Pinewood Studios in England. Yeah, that's what we're looking at, and from the sound of things, the negotiations and everything, all that stuff appears to have gotten finished. So we shall
By the
see.
way, our dog was just freaking out because my roommate hung a reef on the front door.
Ah,
It saw the shadow through the front door of the glass, and it just started freaking out. So, yeah,
funny, funny,
having
funny,
a
funny.
conniption just because, what is that thing?
No, I get it. Somebody's got to be here. Totally got to be here. Also, it's too early to be hanging wreaths.
Yeah, I'll have that fight with him later.
Thanksgiving is like later this week. Let's wait
Yeah.
for
wait till
let's
after
wait
that,
till
please.
Friday at least. Jesus.
At least, come on.
Yeah. I mean we're the only reason I'm putting my tree up so early is because my parents are in town and I don't know if they're going to be in town when Christmas rolls around, where we're doing Christmas, if we're doing Christmas together, whatnot. So it all depends on kind of the state of my car. I've got most of it fixed. I've just got like a couple more things. We're looking at some stuff and trying to see if it can get fixed, which is another reason I'm streaming to raise money because, yeah. Anyhow, next up, big anime streaming service sizing down suggests trouble for the market. We'll see if it's for the market or not. The hottest new platform in the anime industry has just shut down operations in several countries, raising the concerns of fans. This is HiDive we're talking about, guys. Anime streaming service HiDive has just announced that it will be shutting down service in many parts of the world. As one of the bigger and newer anime streaming services, HiDive has been acquiring streaming rights for popular anime, making it a company to watch out for. After being bought by AMC Networks, the streaming site went on an aggressive campaign to become the go-to website for anime fans, and it was beginning to look like a real competitor for Crunchyroll. HiDive managed to obtain exclusive streaming rights to popular anime such as Oshinoko and The Eminence in Shadow, which led to a surge in popularity and new subscribers. That's why it has come as a shock that starting on December 14th, HiDive will only be available in selected countries or select countries. If you're in North America, you're fine. HiDive's still going to be here. The statement they put out is, "Thank you for contacting HiDive. We understand your concern with this region update, and we apologize for the inconvenience. We apologize for the inconvenience. We are constantly evaluating HiDive offering and our area of operation, and unfortunately, the service will no longer be available in your market as of 12/14/23. We understand this may cause frustration, and we genuinely apologize. We know how disappointing this may be, and we sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. HiDive would only be available in the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand in the near future. Please be sure to check directly on our site or social media pages for future expansion updates. We apologize for the inconvenience and appreciate your understanding. If you need further assistance, reach us at any moment. We're here to help. HiDive support." So that's what's going on. They're only going to be in the US, Canada, UK, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand as of December 14th. So that honestly sucks for like the Central American countries. I will say, guys, this is why you should definitely pay a visit to our sponsor. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Get a VPN. Get a VPN
Yes.
and change it to one of those countries, and you can watch your HiDive content. So if you're paying for HiDive and you're like, why isn't it in my location? Just move it to one of those. Though I will say those are primarily English-speaking countries. So if you're not down with English dub and English sub, I'm sorry.
Speaking of Latin America and stuff, hola, el café de Alexis, y gracias. And that is the extent of my Spanish. But
from Latin America, hey.
Yeah. They say, "I salute you from Latin America. I really love all the work you made and how much passion all the team put in. I hope
To see more and
There it is, yeah.
to see more
More.
further, have a nice stream.
Have a nice
Thank
stream.
you.
Thank you so much. It's very nice of you. We appreciate that.
Yep. Okay. On to our next topic. First Haikyuu film streams new video starts countdown until the premiere. Now, I saw the video for this. This just is going to be the whole film is going to be the Battle of the Garbage Dump. Here's the thing. We're supposed to wrap up all of this in 2 films. All of Haikyuu is supposed to be wrapped up in 2 films. I don't see that happening. There's just too much content to go through. So here's my thing. This isn't a pitch. This is just my wish. If we're gonna do it this way, I'd like them to do 2 movies and have those movies be the rest of the tournament, and then everything that happens after the tournament be 100% just the final season. Just do the final season of Haikyuu as the last thing, because there's way too much to cover. That having been said, the official Twitter account, yes, I am saying Twitter, I refuse to say the other name, for Haikyuu the movie, Decisive Battle at the Garbage Dump. I love Gomi Setsuban no Kisen. That's a great. Gomi Suteba.
Gomi Suteba no Kesen.
No, Gomi Suteba no Kisen. There we go. The first battle of the 2-part Haikyuu final sequence film project posted a new 30-second video on Thursday, marking the start of the 3-month countdown until the films open in February 16th. So it's a coming, guys. It's a coming. The film will premiere in Japan on February 16th. And then they talk about who's directing, the staff, all that stuff. They do not say if it's going to get a simultaneous US stream or release. So more of those details will have to come. It is literally just the Karasuno versus Nekoma fight. And I gotta be honest, I was more looking forward to this as like a set of episodes versus a movie, because I wonder how much is getting cut out. But if we are just doing this as a movie, I guess that's okay. It better be a long ass movie. That's all I'm saying. Because there's so much. I'm already, a lot of Haikyuu fans are mad that this is being turned, that the rest of it's being done as 2 movies. It's just, this feels really disappointing considering that there's at least like the next 2 things, that these 2 movies could have been its own season, and then they could have done 1 more season to wrap everything up. It could have all been done in 2 seasons. I don't know why this happened the way it happened. But yeah. It is what it is. We'll move on from there. Okay, in weird news, guys, Anime NYC is happening this weekend. And apparently the Marines and the FBI had an exhibit at Anime NYC. From the Hall of Artist Alley to the shores of Hall 3E. Okay, that's just dumb, guys.
Come on. You
not
gotta
singing.
sing it.
No.
From the Hall of Artist Alley to the shores of Hall 3E, we will watch all 3 series at Anime NYC.
I literally muted you for that whole thing.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, no. I was in the military. No, I don't even sing my own side's anthem. I refuse to sing the Marins.
Fair.
You want to know what the actual Marine anthem is?
Sure.
We like crayons, they're tasty. There you go. That's it.
Fair.
That's done. All right. So, anyway, the annual Anime NYC convention is just around the corner. No, it's already going on. And all the official exhibitors are set. Lots of anime-related companies and familiar faces like Aniplex of America, Bandai Namco and Amusement, Bushido USA, and Good Smile Company will be in attendance. But the 2 standouts are the U.S. Marine Corps and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Why both institutions are there is kind of a mystery. And then they have like a little statement from the U.S. Marine Corps, which I'm not reading that. That's just, bro, no.
It's just
I will say
propaganda.
this,
Is like, hey, join the military,
guys. I will say this. As a veteran, I will tell you right now, there's a shit ton of nerds and otaku in the military. So it kind of makes sense. They're like, yeah, we're starting to understand where our demographic is. There's a lot of people. And I'll tell you this. I will say this. Military paycheck is pretty consistent. Like, you're every 2 weeks, you are like on the 1st and the 15th, you're going to get paid. And you're going to, if you don't have a lot of stuff, if you don't have like a lot of bills or things that you owe for, that money piles up pretty quick. So if you just want to buy anime or figures or things like that, you'll have the money to do it. You will very much do. If you're not overseas or stuck somewhere, going to cons isn't that difficult if they're in your neighborhood. If you're just going to be like, hey, I'm going to this con this weekend. Who wants to go with me? I would not be surprised to see a bunch of military people going to a con. That's not even surprising. And yes, military people cosplay too. So,
and
kind of
hell, you could wear some of your military uniform and just be like, yeah, I'm from Gate.
No, their uniforms are different. The SDF is very different. The JSDF is different. Judging by this statement, the U.S. Marine Corps will be at Anime NYC for the purpose of recruitment. It's understandable they would do this, as each U.S. military branch is trying unique methods of reaching their recruitment goals. Yet, on Anime NYC's announcement on Twitter, there were some voices speaking out against the U.S. Marine Corps attendance. Yeah, I don't blame them. One Twitter user...
It's weird.
It's weird. Why? One Twitter user by the name of Fairy One said of the U.S. Marine Corps' attendance, "I'd rather you not be partnered with the military." Another by the name of... Okay, this is a very... it's Nathan,
it's just
but it's
a
got...
very weird written Nathan.
Yeah, made the quip. A soldier in the barracks after watching his friends die in a Humvee explosion, listening to motherfuckers singing the Demon Slayer theme song with an attached image of Homelander from the series The Boys.
I'm assuming it's the one where he's just drinking something. Just
disabled replies to their initial tweet. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say this as somebody who served in the military. This sounds like a lot of people who aren't in the military trying to talk about the military. It's like, y'all need to shut up. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. Even when we're in combat, we still have a shit ton of people stateside. So I'm not going to shit on the military. I'm in the army, so I'm going to give shit to the Marines just because I'm Army. It's what we do.
Fair.
However, dude, every branch of service gives the other branches of service a lot of shit. It's just part of who we are. All right. Holy crap. This sounds like people who've never done military service talking about military service. And it's like, you know what? Stay in your lane. Mind your business. Yeah. If it's not for you, that's cool. It's not for you. I get to a degree why they're setting up shop at Anime NYC, but at the same time, it's just weird. It's just a little awkward. It's a little weird. It's like a convention isn't the place that you would see recruitment, but apparently they're desperate. Anyhow, the FBI is a whole different matter.
The FBI is the scary one.
Yeah. On the Anime NYC exhibitors list, the FBI has no description of its booth. Looking over the FBI and FBI New York Twitter accounts, there is no mention or announcement of their attendance at the convention. Anime News Network reached out to Anime NYC for comment, and MK Goodwin, VP of Anime Portfolio for Anime NYC, said, "The FBI has secured booth space at Anime NYC 2023, and just like any of our other exhibitors and sponsors, we feel they recognize the value of anime fans as an intelligent, forward-thinking, and creative community." I mean, let's be real. I know some otaku in the FBI as well, and I know a lot of them that are like, man, if I didn't have the weird anime fetishes that I have, seeing a lot of the stuff that I see would break me. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
See, I was kind of thinking that the FBI are there for a reason.
FBI,
probably to find people.
Federal Bureau of Investigations, Hentai Crimes Committee.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
For those weirdos that try to turn tentacle porn into real life, and we're like, no.
Imagine they have like their booth is set up across from Artist Alley or something,
Dude,
and they're just like, "Hey,
I'm
what
just
kind
saying,
of
I'm just saying,
hentai did you get?"
that's a show. That is a show I would watch. Federal Bureau of Investigations, hentai crimes investigations.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. You took the bad dragon toy and put it where?
I'm sorry. You did what with an octopus? Never mind. Just
I'm sorry. You did what with who in the closet for how many cookies? All right.
oh my gosh.
Seeing military
No,
and law
no.
enforcement
I
institutions.
don't
that
care what kind of potion it was. It's not gonna make you grow anything down there, okay?
Some weird hair. All right. Seeing military and law enforcement institutions at an anime convention may be unsettling and odd for some, but it's a new reality we have to deal with, or this might be a one-off thing for both institutions to test the waters of recruitment at anime conventions. Update, typo fixed. Update 2. The U.S. Army is also exhibiting an Anime NYC. I gotta be honest, there's more otaku in the Army than there are in the Marines.
I wouldn't doubt that. That
Yeah. And the U.S. Army actually put out some stuff there. They're like, hey, we got Army swag. And I'm like, the Army has swag? The fuck?
can confirm actually. In high school when they did recruiting, they'd hand out army swag either for free or it's like you gotta do like push-ups or pull-ups or some shit, and you'll get like these headphones, a shirt, fucking.
This is the
There was like a
weirdest.
tablet on the line at one point.
This is the weirdest thing, dude. The weirdest thing. I love that you did what with a bucket of slime?
Slime? Yep.
What are you guys doing to poor Reburu? All right. All right. Our next one comes again. A lot of this is from Anime NYC stuff. This is all coverage from Anime NYC. J Novel Club licenses Chivalry of a Failed Knight, Management of Novice Alchemist, and 13 other titles. This has also been updated. So Chivalry of a Failed Knight is getting added to the J. I didn't even know this was a novel. Like, I didn't even know there were novels of this. But yeah. Chivalry of a Failed Knight, Management of a Novice Alchemist, Banished Former Hero Lives as He Pleases, The Merciless Maiden, Nia Liston, The Merciless Maiden, The Exiled Noble Rises as the Holy King, Befriended Fluffy Beasts, and A Holy Maiden with My Ultimate Cheat Skill. Okay. Funny enough, the befriending Fluffy Beast thing, that's like a sub. That's not actually part of the title. That's just like a subtitle. It's actually just the Exiled Noble Rises as a Holy King. Anyway.
And they could have just left it there. They didn't have to put the rest.
It's on the cover.
I don't care.
The oblivious saint can't control her power. Forget my sister. Turns out I was the real saint all along. Yep. These are light novels.
What the?
The Otome heroines fight for survival.
Short, simple, sweet. I like this one.
Oh no, the next one's even better. The Water Magician.
Thank you, Jesus.
Sword Saint Adel's Second Chance. Or Adele's. Yeah. RVing my way into exile with my beloved cat. The villainess is tripping. Literally what it says. Yep. Butareba, the story of a man turned into a pig. Oh, no, I think I've seen the anime for this, and I'm not okay with that. Duchess in the Attic. Not watch the anime, just seen clips from it. It's like, motherfucker. The Water Magician. Didn't we just...
Hold on. Duchess in the Attic reminds me of Flowers in the Attic?
Why are we getting Water Magician twice? Yeah, that's Water Magician twice. Through the Viewport, Child of a Ruined World. Ooh, interesting title.
Nice.
A Livid Lady's Guide to Getting Even. How I Crushed My Homeland with My Mighty Grimoires.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, instead of going through all of these different titles and giving a summary about them, because it's like almost 2 hours we've been at this, I'm just going to read the bottom. J Novel Club has also updated that the recording and mixing are done for the first audiobook of Ascendance of a Bookworm. Yes! And the companies are waiting for final approvals. Reba Burr, the original English dub voice actress for Mine, is narrating the audiobook series. Additionally, J Novel Club revealed the guest judges for its JNC Original Light Novel Contest. Akiko Fujita, head editor at Kadokawa. Carlo Zen, author of the Saga of Tanya the Evil. Hey! I want more Tanya the Evil, though. And Kim Morrissey, translator and writer. Guys, speaking of light novels, I need to plug a series real quick. If you have not checked out The Beginning After the End, that light novel series is really good. There's 10 volumes right now. They're actually kind of cheap as far as ebooks go. And you can also hear them in audiobook format. I highly suggest you check out Turtle Me's Instagram or Turtle Me. This is a Korean writer who lives in DC. Yeah. Funny about that. And so, yeah, they are pretty active. He's pretty active, and he's gone to different conventions and signed some stuff. But yeah, guys, highly suggest you check that out. I've read all 10 volumes. They're really good. They are long books. I was almost tempted to be like, fuck Mushoku Tensei. We're reading The Beginning After the End because it's such an interesting story. There is also a comic that you can read online for this, but up to a certain point, I think it's after volume 1 of the light novel, you have to start paying for it. But you get volume 1 for free. So it covers pretty much all of volume 1, I think. Well, not all of it, but most of it. Anyway, you have to get ink, and then after ink costs money, blah 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 blah. It's kind of a little like Kodansha in a way, the Kodansha site for getting manga and stuff, a little like that. All right, this one I was very excited about, and it happened the day that I was just looking around. I was like, I know they announced season 2. When's season 2 coming out? And then I looked, and there was an article that had just come out an hour ago showing a teaser for season 2, and I was like, now, it is all manhwa stuff that they're showing, but they've already announced Tower of God Season 2 is coming out on Crunchyroll July 2024. So it is one of our big summer anime. And guys, if you have not watched Tower of God, I cannot stress enough how good that is. And yeah, the anime versus the manhwa was a little... There was some variations there, and at some points it can feel a little wonky, but God, that anime was still really, really good, and it very much did it justice. Here's the other thing. Season 1 of Tower of God is actually the prologue for the manhwa. That's all it was. Season 1 was literally a prologue. Now we're actually starting Tower of God with Juval Grace, aka Bon. I'm going to give you that one because it's going to be obvious from the get-go. Guys, we're returning to the tower, and I cannot be more pleased. Out of the 3 Korean manhwa that got turned into anime, this is the one that deserved to be there the most. Say what you will about God of High School. I didn't even watch the other one. Tower of God was amazing. And God of High School, like, it had some really, really good action and stuff like that going on, but, like, there was too much going on as far as like jumping forward too far sometimes into the content. And it's like, nah. Also, God of High School kind of picks up, like really kicks off in the later stuff. Again, the anime that you saw was very much a prologue, like Tower of God was, but like Tower of God really got people. So yeah, Crunchyroll announced at its panel at Anime NYC on Friday that the second season of Tower of God will debut in July 2024. They also dropped on top of a teaser, they also dropped a promo image as well. So Tower of God Season 2. If you don't know who the other character, if the characters look unfamiliar, I'm going to go ahead and tell you one of them is Bomb, and it's not the blonde one. But yeah, this takes place a while after. Just there's a time skip in between what happens at the end of season 1 and the beginning of season 2. And there's some interesting stuff in there. But everything that they're showing in the manhwa, all these little teases of stuff coming in from the manhwa, are absolutely stuff that's happening in season 2, and we're looking forward to it. I can't wait to get a full-on trailer showing me some animation. I'm very excited for that. The rest of this is just recapping season 1, which if you haven't watched, you desperately need to watch it. And if it's been a while and you want to refresh, go back and rewatch Tower of God. It's so good. It's so good. It's one of those 10 out of 10 anime for me. Now, last but not least, Crunchyroll announced True Beauty Anime streams Delusional Monthly Magazine and Senpai Otokonoko and more anime. Now, the reason why I was having to get like an article that had all of this crap in it is because it was the only one that I could find the solo leveling thing going on. So basically, if I could find one that is just solo leveling, because they announced the dub cast and they showed the dub trailer, and it was actually really good. Solo leveling dub. Yeah, there's not a news article for this. It's just all grouped together. And so we're just jumping to the solo leveling dub. And there's, funny enough, I actually know a couple of people in here, and I definitely recognize a few names. So the English dub cast for solo leveling, which I did watch, and I gotta say, was actually good. I was very impressed with the dub for this. Now, I may not agree with whose voice is what, but again, it's all about which one you latch onto first. If you watch it dubbed, you're going to like the dub. If you watch it subbed, you're going to like the sub. Now, I don't know if this is a simultaneous release or not, but they've officially gone ahead. I encourage you to check out the trailer and make up your own mind. I think they did a really good job. I really, really do. And I'm not just saying that because I have people that I know in here, but I will go ahead and say, guys, if you're worried about some things, calm down, because Kent Williams and Chris Sabat and Ian Sinclair and Justin Brenner are all in here. So Justin Brenner, if you guys don't know, that is DBZ abridged Teen Gohan from the Android 13 movie. Also, he probably more importantly, he is Izuku Midoriya, aka Deku in My Hero Academia. It's probably the bigger one. If you don't know who Ian Sinclair is, well, you probably, firstly, you haven't watched Toriko. And secondly, you must not be a One Piece fan because he is Brook, the skeleton. Yeah, Ian is really good. I love talking. Here's the other thing. When I talked to Ian, like, people wanted to talk about Brook, and I congratulated him about Brook because he just recently been, the casting announcement had just been made. But when I talked to him, I was like, dude, you were the perfect casting for Toriko because you love to cook food. And he's like, I do. And so we talked about food. And so we sat at the bar, had a drink or two, and talked about food. And the man makes food. I have already said that if I end up going to like the Dallas-Fort Worth area and just visiting over there, there's no way in hell that I am not hitting up Ian Sinclair and being like, bro, I need dinner. What you cooking? Like, because I know you're making something. What you making? I need some food in my tummy, and you make home cooked foods, man. Oh man, so yeah, the man cooks, and I'm here for it. If you have not seen the stuff he cooks, man. All right, anyway, Chris Sabat, guys. If you don't know who Chris Sabat is at this point, what have you been doing with your life? Everybody should know at least that he voices All Might at this point. But yeah, he's like half the voices in Dragon Ball Z. He's Kuwabara in Yu Yu Hakusho. And spoilers for those of you that don't know. Sorry, not my fault. Yu Yu Hakusho's been out a long, long time. It's your own damn fault for this one. He is Yusuke's demon daddy. Yeah, that is also Chris Sabat. It's a very different voice from Kuwabara. So there you go. Kent Williams. It was nice to hear him as kind of a narrator. Kent Williams, of course, has voiced a lot of stuff in Yu Yu Hakusho. He was the narrator / the Blue Ogre, George Saotome, which is hilarious because that's basically Ranma Saotome kind of thing.
Nice.
But he got called George, and that was really funny. But yeah, everybody that's in here is doing a fantastic job. I recognize a few names. Michelle Rojas, I recognize. I don't know who Alex Lee is, but they are playing Jin Woo, and I thought they did an amazing job considering, especially the beginning of Solo Leveling, all the screaming, the intensity of it. I thought that was really good, captured the character very well. So, hands down, I'm probably going to check out both sub and dub. I will, because I think there was a good job done on both. But yeah, this is coming out in like just a little over a month. This is coming out in January, guys. And we're over halfway through November now. Thanksgiving's coming up Thursday in the US. I think Canadian Thanksgiving has already happened, right? Canadians, tell me, has Thanksgiving already happened for you guys? I think it has, right? So anyway, there's a description of the story. I'm not really checking out anything else within here. I was just wanting to cover that. And then they also covered Tower of God Season 2 again. But that was the majority of everything that we wanted to talk about. Did you watch this trailer for this dub of Solo Leveling? Wanted to get your thoughts.
I actually just did.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was really good. The voice acting seems to be like
Right.
star level. I don't know words right now. But it looks really good. I'm actually pretty excited to see this. I think I'll probably try to watch it dub.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would suggest watching it both. If the dub is going to be behind by several episodes, I would be like, okay, watch it
Fair.
subbed, then watch it dubbed. Here's the thing, guys. I sometimes like watching them both subbed and dubbed because a lot of the times when I'm watching a show subbed, I'm not paying enough attention to what's actually going on, what's happening in the anime.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to watch it like 3 or 4 times to catch everything that's happening because I'm at this point, I've watched so much sub stuff that I pay more attention to the subtitles than I do to everything else. Also, welcome to ADHD brain. So, now if a dub sucks, obviously I'm just going to watch it subbed. But, you know, not all dubs are made equal. Yu Yu Hakusho is better than the sub. Cowboy Bebop is better than the sub. That's not objectively speaking. That's just a fact. And if you don't agree with it...
Absolutely.
I mean, if you don't
There's the
agree with
door.
it, it's the internet. You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you don't agree with it, well, good for you. You're wrong. And that's just how we're going to go with it.
You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Everyone's entitled to their bullshit ideas.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Here at Fat Dog Studios, we don't judge you for a lot of things. But we will judge you for that. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, that's all of our stories. Unless you wanted to give any final thoughts there, Moon, on any of these stories that we talked about. Does it just have to be about Solo Leveling?
I don't think I have too many final thoughts. The Video Game Awards is going to be interesting to see how things turn out because a lot of big, really good games in those lists.
All the trailers.
Anything else?
All the trailers. That are
all the
hit.
trailers.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the Video Game Awards is getting big now. Like,
we didn't talk about that little list you have in there.
about
About all the
right.
stuff coming out next season.
Let's finish that up. Guys, we've got a list of stuff of anime coming up, upcoming anime for 2024. We have talked about a few of these, but we're going to just run these through in case you haven't caught on that these are coming out next year. Mashal Season 2 is officially coming out next year. Konosuba Season 3. Konosuba Season 3. Spice and Wolf, the remake of Spice and Wolf, is coming out next year. Classroom of the Elite Season 3. I didn't know that Season 3 was coming out so soon. I'm glad to hear that it is happening because Season 2 was good. All right, this one especially I'm excited for. Oshinoko Season 2. If you thought the last season was good and it had its moments of like, holy shit, Season 2 is about to take that up a couple notches. Kaiju number 8. After seeing the full trailer for this, I'm like, all right, I'm invested, bruh. If you have not watched Blue Lock, highly suggest you check out Blue Lock. They have announced Season 2 coming out next year. Also, as we talked about, in just like a little over a month, Solo Leveling. That's going to be one of the big winter ones. Mushoku Tensei Season 2 Part 2. So the second core of Season 2 of Mushoku Tensei, where we will be getting a breaking point. Breaking Point 2 is going to be happening in Season 2. Odds are we'll be reading Mushoku Tensei before the second part of the anime comes out.
Fair.
Which is going to be good. I'm going to let people vote on what the next one is, but honestly, after we finish Mushoku Tensei, because we will actually finish it. By the time we get started, I think Volume 26 will be out, and that will be the end of Mushoku Tensei. That having been said, we'll be voting on what the next one is. They're both isekai, so you can enjoy that. We're either going to read Log Horizon or The Beginning After the End. And Beginning After the End is actually really good, and it was done. It started in English, so yeah. So I kind of want to promote a local. I say local, but like from this country artist at least at some point. So I think Beginning After the End would be a good one. Also, Beginning After the End's volumes cheaper than the I will say this though, you can only find them on Amazon, so you'll have to buy them through Amazon ebooks. There's not physical copies at the moment either, so you will have to go through something like Kindle or whatnot. But they're still good. And yes, it's kind of an isekai thing. I don't want to say too much, but like the version of Earth that he's from is not our version of Earth. Yeah, so it's interesting. It's interesting. So technically you could call it a double isekai. And of course, Tower of God Season 2 coming out. But there was one missing from my list, which I wanted to go ahead and throw out there. And so I'm going to go over to Twitter, where Joe Freshest, if you haven't checked him out, you need to check out his reactions. He's really, really good. But yeah, he put some stuff out there. Some shows I'm in, and some shows I watch, and some shows I don't. Okay, somebody said Black Clover anime, maybe. It's spring, same as MT. Okay. Let's see. He added Tensura Season 3, which I did not know was coming next year, and absolutely should have been on my list. It is coming out in spring. So Season 3 of Slime is coming out in the spring. Dangers in My Heart Season 2. Did not even see Dangers in My Heart Season 1 because it wasn't something that I was really, like, I wasn't interested. But that, to each their own. Tsukimichi Season 2. I saw that one. I was like, it's okay. I wasn't a big fan. The Fable. And he's saying he hopes they don't F it up. Go Loser Ranger, which I don't know what that is. And hopefully they announce Tanya, One Punch Man, Strange Fake, Mob Seka, Sakamoto Days, and Dan Dan. I'm guessing he's saying Dan Dan. But either way, yeah. Yeah, somebody goes, knew you were going to bring up Strangers in My Heart. Or Dangers in My Heart, sorry. Dangers 2, we eating good, boy. And I'm like, bruh. I'm just saying that somehow, some way, the industry manages to make every new year more hype than the previous, and I'm for it. Even though I think that Season 1 of Mashle was okay, Season 2 is where things in the manga really start to kind of pick up. Like, they keep going. And Mashle is really funny, just as it is.
I want to learn how to make cream puffs.
I need to catch up. I definitely need to catch up on Konosuba. I never saw the original Spice and Wolf, so maybe this one will be great for me to watch. I've loved Classroom of the Elite. Oshinoko is just like an obvious one there. But Kaiju number 8, looking forward to seeing that. Blue Lock Season 2, I'm still current with the manga for Blue Lock. And bro, I can't wait to go back and see all this stuff because I know what's coming up in the next season for Blue Lock. Holy shit. Yeah, the stuff that is going to be happening is gonna be good. I can't wait to get there. It's gonna get to Haikyuu levels. That's all I'll say. It's gonna be Haikyuu levels of good sport content. But yeah, Solo Leveling, Mushoku Tensei, and Tower of God as well. There's a lot to look forward to. What are you most looking forward to? Let us know in the comments, in the chat, all those things. I want to know. By the way, Moon, what is the series out of this list that you're most looking forward to? I honestly, my number one, as much as I love Tensura and we're doing a Slime Abridged, Oshinoko Season 2 is mine. Yeah.
Yeah, same for me. Oshinoko, then the second part of Mushoku Tensei 2, and then Konosuba. That is my order.
For me, it
Natural,
is
immediate after.
For me, it is Oshinoko, then it is Slime Season 3, then Tower of God. Like, if there was a fourth place, it would be Mushoku Tensei, especially because I know the second half of Mushoku Tensei is going to be the second half of Season 2 of Mushoku Tensei is going to be way more crazy than the first half. And that's not to say the first half is bad. Sometimes you need to slow down. Guys, if you have not seen Gigik's video talking about how erectile dysfunction is the best thing that's happened to anime, you need to. And he's like, I love that. Here I am, 2023, arguing for erectile dysfunction. And I'm like, yeah!
I need to watch it. Oh, I haven't
it's,
yet.
It's so good. I'll find it for you and I'll send it to you, dude. It's so good. Do you have anything that you want to plug last minute, stuff like that?
Not right now. For those of you who are still waiting for my Konosuba reactions, thank you for waiting patiently. It is a combination of my internet is not great for uploading or downloading anything, and just difficulties getting motivation to edit. Mostly it is the uploading stuff. I'm doing my best trying to get them up. I wish I could stick to a consistent time, but I couldn't do that beforehand, so what makes this any different? Other than that, don't think I really have anything else going on.
All right. Shortly after this, I'm going to have to do a stream in order to try and raise some money, unless that money just magically appears. But, you know, some people do that.
They do. There's at least two.
Yeah, there's at least two people that will just be like, here's the
They'll
money
just sit
you're
there and be like,
trying
oh,
to
you need
raise."
how much? All right.
Yeah.
And you're just like, ugh.
You're like, oh, so I don't have to keep all these tabs open while I play a video game? Awesome. But at the same time, I don't know what game I'm playing at the moment. We will find out. Maybe I'll start Cyberpunk. Maybe I will start fresh with Cyberpunk. That would be fun.
That'd be great.
Do you have to rush off anywhere immediately?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I got D&D today, and then after that, I have to go to work.
And then, guys, tonight, you're working tonight. Holiday. Yeah, that makes sense. Holiday coming up.
So they're adding an extra day to every week.
Good Lord. All right. So, guys, one last thing before I forget. Tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time, I think. 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern. That's where I was going. I was thinking about my time, and I was like, oh, it's 7 Central. Okay. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, we will be over on the Fat Dog Twitch channel for the art stream. I will be joining that because apparently now it is necessary for me to show up, and I cannot tell you why. Just that there's an art thing that I am technically involved in that I need to be there for. And so I'll be hanging out with other members of the Fat Dog crew as we hold the art stream as hosted by Miki. And then I get to talk to Miki and be like, so I need to
pull a thread.
No, I need to invite them over. Is the thing. I need to invite them over, but I need to schedule a time for it and all that stuff.
I wish I could have gotten to meet them.
They were
sick.
know. Yeah, it sucks. They weren't able to make it to the housewarming event because at first they were going to be in at AWA for the con stuff, but turns out they caught the Rona, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which put a halt on everything.
So
as the Rona do.
Yeah, as the Rona do. All right, guys. That is it for us. Thank you for staying on for this extra long bit of content. We know that the Game Awards is what took up the majority of this. We're sorry for that.
Oh, yes.
But we hope it was fun. And please continue coming back for some more Anime Church goodness. We will see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Have fun storming a castle.
Think it'll work?
And take